my powerful posse, and welcome back to Purple RX. This is Renata, your friendly and resourceful PharmD, here to help you navigate this whole health and wellness world with all this information to figure out what's for you and what you need to leave behind, because you aren't for everything and everything is not for you. So today is one of my favorite days, Weed Wednesdays, and today we're stepping into THCA. I talked about THCA and CBDA last week as they were precursors for CBG and before THC becomes THC. So THCA is tetrahydrocannabinolic acid, and it is one of the most abundant non-psychoactive cannabinoids found in cannabis. So when your plant is growing, or that cannabis plant is growing, before it dries out, that's going to be the THCA plant. And it slowly converts to THC through the plant drying, or heat speeds up the actual conversion into THC. I know, simple as it seems. This one's going to be quick and to the point. So benefits are most well absorbed through the body through the method of raw consumption. So juicing cannabis. I know you're like, psh, but you got to think about it. Cannabis is nothing but an herb or a food, and you can juice parsley or any other herb and get the effects of it, or watercress or any of that. And you can do the same thing with THC in this raw form before it's even dried. So once they pick it up, extract it, juice it, and turn it into a tincture. People are turning it into crystals and patches and putting it in different forms. You can even juice it and drink the raw juice. May not be good, but put it in your juice mix and you will get benefits. Now, THCA may mediate neuroprotective and anti-inflammatory agonist actions, basically like the same action that is propagating something forward, not blocking it, pushing that actual action to go at receptors CB1, CB2, and PPAR gamma at high concentrations. And PPAR gamma, basically, that action, it decreases inflammation response of cardiovascular cells, particularly the endothelial cells that you'll find in blood vessels. So decreasing that inflammation, allowing blood to flow better, allowing no blood clots, or minimal blood clots to come about due to that receptor being actioned. And THCA is a part of that, of actioning that and allowing that action to decrease inflammation and protect basically your brain in so many ways. That's why it's great. THCA has been shown to be effective and neuroprotective and beneficial in conditions like multiple sclerosis, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, even in Huntington's disease. In rats, it showed very much improved in Huntington's disease and helping to treat that disease. It's also helped with appetite stimulant in those who basically have lost muscle from disease. So they call it cachexia. And in that, where basically cancer and other diseases, even like chronic kidney disease or heart disease, congestive heart failure, where you start having diet restrictions or you have no appetite anymore, so you don't eat and you lose muscle mass and basically lose energy. Or those people that restrict their diet, or anorexia nervosa, who restrict that diet, and it'll help to increase that appetite in those who are trying to recover from that and who have been through that, and their appetite or their body has been so suppressed they're used to not eating, and their body no longer gives them a hunger kind of but their body no longer says, hey, I'm hungry, or they never get that appetite stimulated, so they're having to re-stimulate their appetite. It also helps not just with diet restriction but also nausea, and a lot of times when you've been in diet restriction, nausea can come about when you're trying to eat food again, or you're trying to rebalance or up your diet. You start to get nauseous. Trust, I've been through it, because you're like, I haven't eaten in days, or I haven't eaten in hours or half a day, and I'm trying to eat, and that little bit of food can start making your stomach nauseous. So THCA is able to help those patients. It's also able to relieve inflammation that comes along with lupus or even pain, and ideal for treating symptoms of arthritis as seizures. And it was also seen in rats to help with the proliferation of cancer cells. So cancer cells that may proliferate into prostate or anything else. It helps with that, reduce that proliferation and no longer make cancer cells and stop those cancer cells from developing. Another way to put it. You can find this in this THC. You will find it in crystals. Now that's the new popular thing in THCA. There's also tinctures. You can find it in MCT oil, patches, and pills. So just a little quick thought, don't sleep on THCA. Of course, there's still being studies put out. A lot of people are still experimenting with it and trying to get the best out of this. This is going to take a little while for us to understand all of these different strains in different parts of this plant, because there are so many different parts of this plant and it has so many different benefits. And this, you don't get the psychoactive effect, but you can get the benefits of decreased inflammation, decreased proliferation of cancer cells, things like that, inflammation within the heart, inflammation within the blood vessels, which is going to decrease blood pressure. We can't sleep on this. We can't act like THC isn't going to open up doors in many ways for us to see other avenues. other avenues that may have lesser side effects. Because eating something raw and eating something like this, you may not have to worry about any lesser side effects, and you may get extra benefits and extra protection. And those are things we have to look at. And those are things we continue to look at on Weed Wednesday. So I thank you guys for joining me. Please come back. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, ask questions. I'm here for all of that, and I'm here to help you understand, as well as I'm here to learn more too. Thank you guys. You guys have a nice Wednesday. I will see you Friday, and even probably before then. Thank you guys.